and making sure my mic's unmuted as well. That's always helpful. Hello. Thanks for coming by. Messing around on a Saturday afternoon, trying a few things out for this new show we're toying around with, seeing if we can get it off the ground. We did a. First of all, let me know I've got this music playing in the background. I'm always trying to figure out how it sounds to you. Like, you want to be able to hear the music in the background, but just as background music. Like, you don't want it to be too loud. You want to be able to hear me. You don't want the music to be too quiet. Like, I can mix it easily. So tell me, like, right now, just give me a quick volume check. Does that music sound like it's at the right volume for music in the background right now? Trying to figure out, like, where to leave this volume set. Let me know. While you're listening to that, I'm going to goof around with something else here. It's a little high. Okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. That's what I thought. I thought it might be a little bit high. I think that's like 25. It might be all the way down to 20. Okay, now it's at 20. I actually need to do one other thing. What I don't want to do is have to mess around with two different volume levels. So I'm going to bring that all the way up and then bring this down to like 15. Alright, so that's at 15%. If that's still too loud, let me know. I can bring it down a little bit more. I'm just trying. Once I get the right level, maybe half of where it's at right now, just bring it down a little bit more. Now it's at 10. You can barely hear me. That's weird, because I'm like, my volume is maxed. I don't know why. I'm going to bring the mic up a little bit closer to me, but you should be able to hear me pretty good. You might want to raise your volume. Okay, 10. You know that my mic is low? Bring the gain up. Oh, you know why? Let's bring the gain up a little bit. How's that? Maybe my gain was a little low. How's my mic sound now? I think I may have accidentally knocked the knob here and lowered the gain a little bit. Is that better? Music's fading out. It's going to do a new thing in a second. This is all part of the process here. Just testing out some tech stuff. It's useful to be able to get some live feedback from you in the actual stream in terms of. Let's put my lighting up a little bit here as well. There we go. Mic sounds good. Music sounds good. You let me know, because I can hear it, but what I'm hearing is not necessarily what you're hearing. It's good? Okay, great. So that's it. I'm going to make a little note. Okay, so Google Chrome, that volume's at 10%. My gain is set. I'm just going to not touch that again. Yeah, I noticed that my gain went down. Okay, brought it back up a little bit. All right, good. People seem happy with that. So that's the volume mix. So before we jump into that real quick, I do want to just real quick here acknowledge something else cool that happened today. If you are following me on Twitter, or if you're a Kind of Funny fan, you will know that I was a small part of a new podcast that debuted today for the first time, something that people have been asking for quite a lot, I think. Ever since I brought it up on Kind of Funny Games Daily way back when. An Xbox dedicated podcast on Kind of Funny. They've had a PlayStation podcast for a long time. Now it's time for an Xbox podcast. And so the KFX cast, KFX, the Kind of Funny X cast. I like KFX. I think that's the good hashtag. KFX is the way to go. Hey, Brian's here. One of the Dungeon Crossing family members is here. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Urban Bohemian is now hosting me. I don't know if he's actually here, but he is hosting me. Thank you very much. Yeah, KFX, the Kind of Funny Xcast, debuted today at 6 a.m. and it's already getting good reviews. We're really happy to see that people like it. It's me, Snowbike Mike, and Alana Pierce. two good friends of mine. Happy to be doing a podcast with them. We did the first pilot episode today. We're going to do 6. Dropping the link into the chat right now if you want to check out the first episode. We're going to do 6. And if that pilot program of 6 episodes is well received and does well, then they'll do more. So this is your opportunity. If you want more podcasts in the kind of funny Xbox vein, then please do subscribe. Do whatever it is that you got to do. It's available on all the podcast services. It's on YouTube. I just dropped the YouTube link. Comments so far have been really good. People seem to like it. And it's the number 1 podcast in, I think, the leisure category right now. So that's really nice to see. Potentially encouraging signs that this show could be there could be an audience for the show and people might like it. Yeah, it's been really nice to see the positive coverage. And I'm looking right now. Let's see. Wow, 31,000 since 6 o'clock this morning when it went up. 31,339 views. That's really good. I love that. That's really, really great to see. So maybe the Xcast will be something that we want to see more of in the future. That's really cool. It's got a really cool animation, really cool music. I like how it kind of channels like the Halo, all that kind of stuff. Really cool. Feels very Xboxy. And I'm an Xbox fan, as many of you know. So it's going to be fun to do an Xbox podcast. The first one certainly was fun to do. And I'm looking forward to doing at least 5 more, and hopefully more than that. Very excited I know Mike's been dreaming of doing this for a long time, so I'm really excited to see that he is now being given his chance to shine. Alana, of course, has got a million things going on, so we were basically just lucky to get her. She's a big star. And also very, very, knowledgeable and just a great voice to have on the show. So, yeah, it's really good. All positive things, all really, really good. That's great. Loving it. But that's already... one second. But that's another show, and that's not my problem. But with that, I just turn up. I sit down in front of the microphone and just mouth off about games, pretty much like I do on Xbox. On Kind of Funny Games Daily. Not a whole ton of prep. Mike did a ton of preparation. He really put a lot of thought into the run of the show and the topics that we would cover, and he's really really put a lot of work. It's his show, really. I'm just happy to be along for the ride. With my own channel here, obviously I try to do it's for me to make, so I try to put a bit more thought into it. Animal Talking, obviously, very proud of that. Very pleased with the fact that people seem to be continuing to enjoy that show. People aren't sick of it yet. And one of the really cool things that came out of Animal Talking when we did our Black Lives Matter charity stream several weeks ago, I got to meet some really cool new streamers who I hadn't met before. One of whom was this person by the name of Tanya DePass, aka Cypher of Tyr. That's her kind of Dungeons and Dragons character name, and she's part of a long-running D&D podcast called Rivals of Waterdeep, and she's an expert D&D player, certainly very knowledgeable. And when she was on the show, we were talking about Rivals of Waterdeep. When I was interviewing her on Animal Talking, I mentioned that I had never played Dungeons and Dragons. It's even though I'm super nerdy and I love fantasy and science fiction and all that shit, I've just never played D&D. I think because I grew up in the UK, where it's it had less of a kind of a cultural footprint in the UK in the 1980s when I was growing up as it did in the US, where it was bigger. And so I've always wanted to get into it, even later in life. I've really been keen, but it's hard to find a group that's willing to kind of onboard like a newbie player. And Cypher very graciously offered to teach me how to play. And together we came up with this idea that what if we did it inside Animal Crossing? We've got this whole gimmick going already. We have a talk show inside Animal Crossing. What if we played D&D inside Animal Crossing? We could actually make some content out of it. And so we had been working on that for a while. Adam, my sidekick on the show, was keen to get involved as well. So we brought him into the mix. And Cypher has a friend by the name of Brian Gray, Urban Bohemian on Twitter. He has played in the past. He's not a total newbie, but he hasn't played in such a long time that he's a bit rusty, and he wants to kind of like get back on the horse and relearn Dungeons and Dragons. And then Shannon Woodward, who was a guest on the show recently, very talented actor, currently on your screens as Dina in The Last of Us Part 2. She was also in Westworld and all kinds of cool stuff. Really, really nice person. She's become like a friend of the show very quickly, and we've become friendly, and she's great. I really, really like Shannon a lot. And so she also kind of put her hand up and said, I've never played, but I would love to too. Can I get in on this? And so that kind of became the group of us, like me, Shannon, Brian, and Adam as like this foursome. And then Cypher as the Dungeon Master, who would DM for us, orchestrate the campaign, and also teach us how to play as we go. And we've been trying to like put it together for a little while, and we finally did it yesterday. Was it yesterday or Thursday? I can't remember. We did it the other day, and it was really, really fun. And I really, really enjoyed doing it. And we streamed it live, and people seem to enjoy it. I've clearly got a lot to learn. Like I have a lot to learn, both about the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons and also kind of the social chemistry of Dungeons and Dragons, like how to be a good team player and stuff like that. And Tanya was very patient with me, and helped me learn all kinds of stuff. And that was really, really cool. And we really enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, maybe this could be a new show. Maybe we could do this as a regular thing. Like, we're not going to be Critical Role or Acquisitions Incorporated anytime soon, but like, who cares? Like, we just want to play it and have fun and share the fun that we're having with whoever's interested in watching. And we put the first episode up yesterday. I'm dropping the link into the chat right now. There's the first pilot episode of this new show that we're calling Dungeon Crossing. Animal Crossing meets D&D. Kind of two nerdy obsessions kind of colliding in a peanut butter and jelly kind of way. Delightful, right? Seems like a fun idea. We did the first show yesterday, and we did it in it was just kind of like thrown together. Tanya did a terrific job of curating her in much the same way as I turned the basement of my Animal Crossing house into a talk show set. Tanya cleared out her basement and turned it into a Dungeons and Dragons game room, and she did a great job. If you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you in a second. She did a really great job with it, and she's been a great host and a great dungeon master, and really enjoying the experience so far. And after the first session, we all kind of talked, like, okay, like, we want to do this again. Like, how can we make it better the next time around? And one of the things that we decided upon was it would be good if we could actually see each other. So for the next game, which is already scheduled for next Saturday, we're going to stream it live next Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. We're going to play again. Last game, the first game that we played, we did all of our character creation, and we did just the very, very beginning of a campaign, but just the very beginning. Like, we're not even out of the tavern yet, and that's mostly because I've been a very difficult player to work with, and causing all kinds of trouble. Literally, the very first combat encounter that we had in the game was like among the members of our own party. Like, we're already fighting amongst one another, which I thought was hilarious. But it was really cool. Really enjoyed doing it a lot. And so the story's underway. The character creation took we played for 4.5 hours, and just the character creation, because we had to create 4 characters from scratch. And Tanya had to talk us through all the mechanics of how to, where to put our points and stuff like that. And she helped us out. I created this aquatic half-elf paladin called Merengue, and I've come up with this kind of backstory for him. It's really fun, like the narrative storytelling aspects of it. I really, really enjoy. And so we're definitely going to do more of it. We now have a campaign underway, just in the very early stages, and on Saturday we're going to continue it. But we want to, the next stream, I want to try and kind of add some bells and whistles to it and add some functionality that will enable us to kind of work better together as a group. And one of the things that we all agreed on is it would be good to be able to see each other. So we're going to have a Zoom. We're going to do a Zoom, so we can all actually see. Like if you look at like when Felicia does her guild D&D streams, and obviously when you look at Acking on Penny Arcade or Critical Role, you can actually see the real people there. And it's also useful to be able to see each other. You know, like if I do a joke, it's useful to know if people think that's funny. And one of the ways I can find out if it's funny is if people are laughing. If Tanya's like kind of frowning at me or Shannon's kind of looking at her watch, then it's clear that it'd be nice to know either way. So we're going to have a Zoom window up as well. There'll be two elements basically. When you saw when you watched the pilot episode, it was just I had a little webcam in the corner like I usually do, but it was just you couldn't see anyone else. And Tanya was streaming as well, but she didn't have her camera on, so all you saw was like the game characters. And it's adorable, these little Animal Crossing characters sitting around a Dungeons and Dragons table. And it looks really cool. But I think it will help us more, and I think you'll get more out of it if you can actually see all of us. And so, hey, Old Dog New Tricks, thanks for the Twitch Prime. I don't have alerts on right now, but thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. Really appreciate that. One way in which we can... I think communicate better as a team, and also you can get more out of it if you can actually see us. So I've been tooling around this morning with Streamlabs. I went into Streamlabs Prime because I have a Streamlabs Prime membership, which gives you access to like certain things. Basically a paid membership to Streamlabs is free, but you. Why is that on? Hold on, it's my Frisk there. You just said Frisk, and it made me realize. See, I'm messing around with this as we go. Let me do this. Hold on. So, latest subscriber. You can see, right, like that text is not quite right. Let me fix that. Get Frisk a bit more censored. That'll actually change automatically as people subscribe and stuff like that. Or at least it should. Hold on. Yeah, most recent subscriber. That should update. It says Old Dog New Trick subscribe with Twitch Prime, but it hasn't updated yet. I wonder why that is. Maybe it takes a minute. And when I click on it, that text is actually... Yeah, it says label template. Yeah, label type, most recent subscriber. I wonder why it still says Frisk. Because it should have updated by now. Drunken Hero 693 with the Twitch Prime. What if Twitch Prime subs don't count or something? That shouldn't be. That's weird. Well, that's it. Maybe I'll just kill these labels. I don't know if I really need them. It's nice, I'll show you the main screen in a minute, and maybe it's too much. Yeah, maybe Prime subs don't count. Maybe you've got to pay like with the real cold hard cash to get on here. If someone's watching me who doesn't currently follow me, toss me a follow, because I want to see if the latest follower thing updates. The latest follow see if it says John O. Kimosh. Maybe if somebody follows me, I'd be interested to see if that updates. It should. But again, I'm just now playing with these new labels. Yeah, and it also just might be slow to update. I don't know. This particular theme that I downloaded doesn't have alerts, which is fine. Like, I don't need things binging and bonging all the time anyway. But I would like it if these things actually did update. Yeah, I might just turn those off though. I don't know, they're not a huge deal. Or maybe I'll make them smaller. I don't know. I can. That's part of the reason why I want to mess around with this right now, is to try and find something that looks good. But yeah, we're playing around with it, and so what are we going to do is, now what's interesting is, I don't know why this is, because this is not the true with microphones, but it is true with cameras. Windows will only let one app at a time use a camera. If I've got like a webcam running over here in Discord, and I also try to have a Zoom, it'll say, sorry, your camera's already in use, and you've got to like turn off the other app before it'll let you. I don't know why that is, but I mean, I've got more than one webcam here. I could always just plug in another one, I guess, if I wanted to double up on it. But I don't know. I might not need it. The whole point is we're going to do a Zoom window, and my face will be in there as one of the... There'll be 5 of us. Tanya, the Dungeon Master, and then me, Shannon, Adam, and Brian. we came up with a name for our guild, our group, our party of adventurers, the Order of the Sunfish, which is, I don't know, sounds kind of cool to me. Thanks, Rimbley. I'm glad you like it. I got this on Streamlabs Prime. It's called, this is a theme, just an off-the-peg theme. I've tinkered with it a little bit, but it's mostly off the peg. It's called Legend, and I've just tooled around with it. And yes, thank you very much, Neon Plus Nova, for the compliment on the camera. This camera's new, and I'm trying to use it more. I really like this camera. It's a Sony A6000. And I bought all the little bits and pieces, the cam link and everything that you need to kind of get a regular camera functioning as a webcam. But now that I've got it working, it looks great. You get that really nice kind of like out of focus bokeh effect in the background that I really like. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. So I've been tinkering around today with a new layout for Dungeon Crossing, for episode 2, to make it, much like Animal Talking. The very first episode we did was very bare bones, didn't really have any animation or bells and whistles or anything like that. But each subsequent show, with the help of Adam and Kate and Leah, it got better and better each time as we learned how to add more things, and we got more ambitious and more practiced at doing it. And now the show looks pretty good, I think. Hopefully the same will be true here with Dungeon Crossing. The first show was decent, but very bare bones. For this second one, I want, people to be able to see some improvement, like we've put a little bit more effort into it. So I've been toying around with it today, and it's not working right now because, the room that we would be in is in Cypher's house, and I'm not on Cypher's island right now. I'm not even playing Animal Crossing right now. So what I did was a very rudimentary mock-up where I just took a screenshot, essentially, from yesterday's Dungeon Crossing session of, kind of the default camera view of down in her basement, her dungeon. And used that, basically slapped that on there for what the actual game feed would be. And then tried to figure out a way to kind of integrate a zoom window into that so that you're looking at the in-game Animal Crossing characters and the zoom, our actual real-life zoom faces at the same time, if that makes sense. Plus, whatever other page furniture we wanted to add. So I've been toying around with it. I've been goofing around with it, and coming up with some stuff. Hold on a second. I showed it to Tanya. I showed it to Leah. And they've already responded. They've given me some good feedback. But I'm sitting here, all I have to do is press. I'm already messing around in Streamlabs. That's the program I'm using to build this new layout, theme, whatever you want to call it, whatever the correct nomenclature is. And I thought, well, I could just press start streaming right now, and maybe some people will show up, and you can give me some community feedback, because you're the guy, you're the people that I'm building this for. We actually have I'm having a proper Dungeon Crossing logo made, and I'm working on some other little things as well. But just, but that'll take time. Just in terms of by next week, I want to try and have at least something to show for hey, look, we've already added some stuff. So I can't put the zoom. I can't. It would be very difficult for me, I think, to split up. I mean, I would have to do this live. It would be very difficult for me to split up because the zooms are in one window. So I guess I could replicate each of the windows and edit a very, very specific transform to focus on each window. That would be, that might not, I don't know. I would have to play around with it, but I would actually need a live Zoom window with 5 of us in there for us to do that. I would need to really practice that with everyone and see how the Zoom lays out the windows, and then very specifically edit the transforms and duplicate each of the windows 4 or 5 times to really see if we can make that. Well, that would be great. But right now what I'm doing is not quite as ambitious as that. It's just one window that shows you kind of the Brady Bunch, the collage, the montage of all 5 images. And it's not terribly ambitious, but it's more than we had last week, and maybe as things go on, like I said, maybe we'll do things more like that, where each of the windows is broken out into a specific thing. That would be great. But I can't do that by myself. I specifically need I would need to get an actual live Zoom window up for me to work with that in real time to see what I can do. Maybe we'll be able to schedule a session or something down the road where we can mess around with that. But right now, I just have this very basic version of it up that I'm going to show you right now. This is the dungeon screen that I'm playing around with. And like I said, all you're seeing in the background here is a screenshot from this week's session. Ignore the webcam image of me in the corner. That just comes with the screenshot. That wouldn't be there. And obviously, where you're seeing the Animal Crossing characters, that would be a live image of the game. And then in that inset window, you're seeing the whole, you're seeing that kind of Brady Bunch effect of all the characters. And that's kind of the idea. And maybe better ideas will come along as we continue to play around with it. But for right now, I think this is definitely an improvement on what we had before, because we're incorporating the Zoom window. This Streamlabs theme came with, some nice page furniture. I got this nice little Dungeon Crossing logo at the top here. So when people come to the stream, if they find the stream live, they have no idea what's going on. They go, "Oh, it's Animal Crossing." They're playing D&D and Animal Crossing. So there's some logo, stuff on the page that will help you if you stumble across the stream. Like you won't take you long to figure out what it is. And then I've got these little things down here at the bottom, for these I don't know, but I honestly I could just turn them off. I'm almost minded to just turn them off. I don't know if I even need them, or at least make them smaller. I don't know. Yeah, I might just turn them off. I've still got my little, I'll have a little logo at the bottom here that says, subscribe to these different shows. I might replace Animal Crossing Mornings down here with Dungeon Crossing, because if Dungeon Crossing is success, Animal Crossing Mornings is great, and I've enjoyed doing it, and that's the show that I played for a long time. But it gave way to Animal Talking. Animal Talking was born out of Animal Crossing Mornings, which is great. But like Animal Crossing Mornings arguably is like kind of run its course, because it really is just me playing Animal Crossing. There's not any particular point to it. It doesn't have a unique selling point or anything. Dungeon Crossing is more there's more to it than that. It's got more of a gimmick. And so maybe I'll change to say subscribe to Animal Talking and Dungeon Crossing, because that I think might be the two shows that we do going forward. Hey, Cypher's here. Hey, Cypher. I'm just kind of playing around with this and trying to give people a sense of how it would look. Again, ignore the webcam image in the corner, because that just came with the screen cap that I took. Because I don't have access to your dungeon right now, rather than running, a live image of Animal Crossing, I just wanted to grab a screenshot of a nice angle of the table, so I could try to get a sense of how I could incorporate the Zoom window without it obscuring anyone's faces or anything like that. And again, this is just I think we might, again, there are more, like in a really ambitious way, I could create a separate element for each of these 5 Zoom windows and pull them out and do a transform that just incorporates each one window and actually have those down the bottom. I could lay it out maybe in a more pleasing way than them just being, kind of grouped together inside this single window. But for a quick fix, for a quick solution to get something up and running quickly, because I don't have a ton of time to mess around with this. I actually do have a real job. This is why I'm doing it on a Saturday when I can goof around. On Monday morning, I'm straight back to work. But this is, it's a start. It's something. And I do think that being able to see all of our faces will be a really, really big improvement. Both in terms of the group cohesion and being able to kind of, play off of one another. And it's nice to see smiling faces, in the group. And also because I think the audience will enjoy seeing the actual people, and that'll be cool too. So I think this will be good. Only took me about an hour to throw this together. You know, it's something. I've got this again, this all just came off the rack, you know, a be right back screen for when, you know, we need to take a little break. Actually, I'm going to do something real quick. Hold on. Give me a second here. I'm going to pull that header from over here. Let me get that copy. Come over here. Put that in here as well. Wait, why didn't that pull? Why didn't? Okay, God damn it! Hold on. Let's go back to stream starting soon. Okay, that's what I did right. I need to pull over the whole folder, copy everything in the folder. There we go, and then go to be right back. Push that in. There we got that, and then also I never use these stream ending soon screens, but you know, if I'm gonna, I may as well slap that on there, and there's even an offline one. Slap that on there as well. But what I like about these screens is, check it out, like it's animated. Look at that. You get like all the smoke and stuff in the background. It's like mystical, magical energy and shit. I kind of like it. Right? Yeah, I like that. And it's also on the stream starting soon. And again, I'm gonna kill these. I don't want these labels. I'm killing them. Hold on. I don't need them. Bye bye. Killing them down here as well. There we go. This is just when I am going to have to set up a second camera, I think, because if I ever want to come back to this webcam and just talk directly to you, again, Zoom, I can't use the same camera source for Zoom as for this, so I would have to set up a second camera. But easy to do. That's easy. I can just grab it. I've got a Logitech camera over there that I can drag out. So if I ever want to come back here and just like chat to you, that's easier to do. But then again, the main screen would be over here. And again, it's just a screenshot in the background. This is all like that. That is literally just a screenshot of like Zoom that I pulled off of Google Image Search. It's just a dummy, but it's how it composes five. There'd be five of us. So this is how you would compose, you know, 5 images together, I guess. So it would look roughly like this, I think. You know, this is how I have the camera angled on the game. The other thing I can do is over here is I can make the webcam part of it bigger if I wanted to. Let's see. Oh no, I don't think I can, because that's like that image size is just baked into the graphic. So I just have to match the the webcam stores, but that's fine. I think it looks fine the way it is. I'm not fussy about that. I won't be in the I won't be in the corner. Like I'll be in the way that you'll see me will be one of the 5 images on that Zoom window. I'm just gonna run that Zoom feed on a second monitor, and what'll be in that frame will just be the full screen second monitor feed. And I'll try to arrange it if I can in a way that there's as little blank space and dead space as possible. But it's not 4, it's 5. I guess the other way I could do it. No, it would have to be 5. And so there's going to be a little bit of blank space no matter what. It won't make much of a difference. Like when you're looking at my face in a little window like this, you won't notice the difference between this camera and the smaller one. You know, the less good camera. It'll look fine. And again, you know, once we actually get a live Zoom window up and I can start really experimenting with it, I might be able to make this look better and have less dead space. I cannot alter the dimensions of these frames because they're pre-baked. Then, you know, I can make them I can make them bigger in proportion, but I can't like make them narrower or wider out of proportion. Like they won't stretch. They'll just get bigger diagonally. Like I can't make this like ideally I would make this narrower so you don't have these black bars on the top and bottom. But I you know, unless someone would actually redraw the graphics for me. And like I said, I'm working, the very nice friendly people at Streamlabs have offered to do custom graphics for me. And what's nice about this, having this mock-up, is I can now give them a mock-up and say, look, here's what I've made by myself. But as you can see, it's not perfect. There's a lot of things that could be better. If you're going to do custom graphics for me, you know, what could you do that would help solve some of these problems, like too much black space and stuff like that? And maybe they could come up with something that would look really good. I think we will do character names. I mean, again, Zoom already does them in the, it does like real life names in the corner. That's just organic to Zoom. But I could also, I mean, you know, let me try something right now. Let's do a text element. Add source. Hold on a second. Add a new source. Okay, character 1. Let's call it that. Add source. Yeah, that might actually fill up some of the blank space. You're right. So, like, my character's name is Merengue, right? So if I come up with a nice... so I can take that. Let's come up with a cool font for it. What would look good? I don't know. Cambria. Put it down there. Take this. And I could put that, like... Now you can see that that's... hold on. Where did I put that text for character 1? Where did I put that? Oh yeah, character 1 right there. So I could like make that a little bit bigger. I could put that right above the character name like that. And I could do that with all 5. You know what I mean? That could be good. And that could be either the character name or the real person's name. I don't know what would necessarily be the better choice there. But I could easily do that like 5 times. Yeah, one, 3 above and 2 below. Let's just do it. Hold on. Copy. Hold on. Let's do this. I'm going to mess around with this right now. Text. New element. I'm going to call this one character 2. Actually, let's just call them what they are. So this one would be called Smoop, because that's Adam's name. I'm going to put that in... what did I put it in? Calibri? Is that what I put it in? Bring that down here. Hold on, it needs to be in the right font. Wait a second. What did I create this in? Oh, shit. Hold on. Bear with me. Okay, so character 1 is... Oh, Cambria. That's what it was. Okay. So I'm going to create this in Cambria. All right. Just want to check something real quick. Hold on. Okay. Make sure this is roughly kind of the same size. Again, this is really rough. Okay, rename. On that one, Merengue. What I need to do is lock this frame. God, Streamlabs is so annoying sometimes. Let me lock it. There we go. Now it won't move. And now I can bring this over. That's around, so it looks like it's around the same font size. Put that there. Just need to bring it up a little bit. Create another one. This is a bit boring, but whatever. Got to do it three more times. Cipher. I'm going to put Cypher in the center because, you know, she's the DM. Okay, so let's move Smoop over here. Cypher here. Get that so it's like roughly the same size as everything else. Get it in the center. And then I'm just going to do this 2 more times. I could actually put my webcam down here real quick so you could see me. Put it over the dummy one that's there. Hold on, give me a second with that. Let's do this. Go over here. Webcam source. Copy. Back to the dungeon. Paste. A little bit smaller down here. And then replace this dummy one with the real one. There you go. Now you can actually see the real me. Okay. I just need to create 2 more of these. Text. Call this one Bob. That's Shannon's character. Cambria. Bob. Barb. Make sure she's the same size as everyone else. Get her down here. Just eyeballing this. Close enough. And then one more. What was Brian's character called? God, I'm blanking. doing to like crop each window individually, create a separate element for each one, and maybe line them up all down the bottom or something. I could do that. Like if this show ends up running for a while, this won't be what it. This probably won't. This look probably won't survive for much. Like this will just be like for episode 2 and 3 maybe. Like it's better than episode 1, but then by episode 4 or 5, I've come up with something else that is better than that. That's the whole point. Animal Talking. We're still changing things. New graphics, new music. Every show we change something to try and make it better. But this definitely looks better than what we had. I think. Just having the zoom window, I think, is going to help immensely. And again, none of these elements are live. Like that Animal Crossing, the dungeon is just a screenshot. The zoom is just a screenshot. But those will eventually be, live elements. And how we treat them will really depend on how those live elements work. Which I don't know yet. Until I get a 5-player or a 5-person zoom window up and get it into this box, I won't know. I really want to get Brian's real name in there, his character name in there. But I don't think we ever wrote it down or anything. Oh, you know where it was? It was on the Twitch extension. Isn't that working right now? Is the Twitch extension working? For D&D? Maybe if I turn it on, it will pop up. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let's go to my creator dashboard. Extensions. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's not on right now. So if we set it, if we turn it on, here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my channel. Is that gonna work? There it is. Archon with a A-R-K-H-O-N. So if you now mouse over the actually it's up all the time. I'm gonna turn that. If you now mouse over the left side of the screen, it'll bring up our character sheets, and you can actually see like what our hit points and stuff are, and it's pretty cool. Rename Brian Archon. How many times do I gotta type this in to get it right? There we go. There you go. Yeah, I really like that Twitch extension. So that's another little piece of magic that Cypher taught me. Oh yeah, and Adam really just did go with a picture of Henry Cavill for his for his character portrait. I think he's got a bit of a crush on ever since he saw him building that PC in his tank top, installing that graphics card. I think Adam's been having some very powerful feelings toward Henry, and who can blame him? Who can blame him? So there you go. It's looking pretty decent. Okay, this could end up being way better, but for right now, again, I think you're right that it would look way better if all 5 of those were arranged in a row along the bottom, and I do think that's possible. I just can't really engage with that until I actually get a live zoom window up and can start breaking it out and seeing how it behaves and that kind of stuff. Because it's going to need to be static. I'm going to need to lock it, which I think you can do. Yeah, there's too much. There's too much black in this box for me. And again, unless I get really custom graphics, or again, I create 5 different elements, each with their own frame, which I can do. I mean, for example, I could take. Let me see. Where are we here? Let me try something here. God, I hate this software. Streamlabs really needs a lot of work. All right, webcam frame clean. All right, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to duplicate it. Hold on. Unlock that. Let me move it. Okay, so look, I can take this frame, make it way smaller, put it down here, for example. Right? And then put, 5 different portraits down here and have 5 in a row. And that probably would look really good. That's totally doable. I can replicate this 5 times, put a different image in each. A different live image in each. With the names on them and everything. The way to think about that would be... hold on a second. So take this zoom picture, copy that. I'm going to try and do like a quick and dirty version of actually how I would do this. Hold on, lock that. God damn you. Hold on. Okay, paste, duplicate. Okay, so here is another duplicate image here, right? Which I've got a transform set on to. I can put it over here. Hold on. Let me turn off the edit the transform. Make that actual like regular size. Hold on. God, this is so much work. I mean, once you've got it the way you want it, you're done. You can just lock everything and it's done. But like getting it there can be a hassle. Why is this that way? I think this is the wrong one. Hold on. Delete. Let's remove that. Let's try that again. Where are we? So remove that. We don't need that element. I'm actually killing all of these labels. We don't need them. They're just taking up space down here. Okay, remove. Okay, remove. 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 Okay, that's going to give me more room to work with. Yeah, so that's what I want. Okay. Okay. Huh. Let's try this again. Paste, copy, paste a duplicate of it. She's now over here. Come on, let me move it. Let me move it. Why is it so thin like that? What? That's not the version that I wanted. That's weird. Okay, let's remove that one again. Maybe if I paste it as a maybe if I copy it as a reference, maybe that's what I need to do. Hold on. Okay, copy and then paste as a reference. There it is. Okay, now I got it. All right. Unlock it. Move it down here. Basically, slap it in here. Make it like so it fits. God, it's kind of hard to do when it's this fiddly. Put it so it goes behind the frame, like that. But above... Hold on. Here's what I'm thinking. This is going to be really rough. Yeah, they're just random people that I pulled off Google image search. I just looked for a 5-person zoom window. All right, let's see how close I can get to this here. Hold on. I mean, what I should really do is... Hold on. Here's what I should do. Let me just pull a picture of one of our party members here. Another landscape image of someone. I mean, here's what I can do. Oh, you know what I can do? Why am I even messing around with this? Here we go. Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Why am I even goofing around with this? Here, delete this. Remove. Okay. Let's just take my actual, my real webcam source. Pull it over here. Okay. Like this. You know, that's not difficult to do, right? I can do that 5 times, but it's going to be more, but I'm going to have to like figure out a way to take a section of each 5 sections of the same Zoom window and have Streamlabs look correctly each of them, which is going to be more difficult, but like you get the idea, you know? This back over here for right now. So since I've got this, since I created this other frame, pull it over. Oh, I accidentally killed the music. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. There we go. Pull this over here. And then just make the webcam source. Not that one. No. That's not right. Hold on. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Oh, it needs to be at least that big. I see. Okay. Let's pull it up there. Let's make it look a bit prettier, you know. Get it in the frame here, make it look nice. It's a bit closer to that. And I could do, I could arguably do 5 of those along the bottom. It'd be all right. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with the actual live version of it. I think this looks okay. It's better than what I had. Definitely better than what I had. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this so I've got a more updated screenshot. Get my snipping tool. Okay. We'll call this... call that one Dungeon 3. All right. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks pretty decent. And again, I've got these other quite nice, you know, I've got my stream starting soon, which is very, very cool. Got my webcam image over here, which I also like. Got my dungeon cam. You know what I could also do? Hold on. Well, you don't really see the edges of it too much. I could pull the whole thing in a little bit so it's got this background behind it, but you don't really see the animation so much around the edges. To raid real quick. Let's see. Do we have any baby Animal Crossing streamers that we can hit up? Let's get some Animal Crossing music going while we figure this out. There we go. Have my web browser up, or I can't put my web browser up on the screen right now because I'm in a totally different scene. But I'm looking for someone. Just give me a sec.
back. I'm still working on this little area.
Okay, let's see if this person's friendly.
And there's like a little trail up there for people to explore and look out into the water. And then...
God damn it.
It used to, but I demolished it because I'm working on
Might have someone.
moving
I'll know when they're friendly. God, I just brought up the HTML. I don't need to look at that. Alright, let's see here.
It is going wonderful. Hello, Gary.
Oh, there you go. There's a friendly person.
I am just
There's
going
someone that we
through
can raid.
some of my island
Stand by.
and
Stand by. We're
introducing
about
everybody
to
to
raid.
my villagers, whom I adore.
Here we
Oh,
go.
we didn't show you guys the kind of
2 people in their chat currently.
upward
About to give them a
area.
bunch more. Raid is counting down. Thanks for coming by and helping me play around with these new graphics. I really appreciate all your feedback and your help. That's great. Here we go. We got a raid.
That, like, just that little bit of lag is messing me up so much.